Hello and welcome to Oman Observer, and today we're coming to live from Rui actually at Apollo Hospital Muscat. We're being joined by Dr. Dilip Singhvi. You know, we've been hearing so much about coronavirus, especially this 2019 N coronavirus being the new strain. It still hasn't been given an official name, I suppose. So, Doctor, we have lots of questions. We're seeing it in the world media. We understand what is going on statistically, but there are simple questions. Now, coronavirus is just like where we see MERS, SARS, and even a common cold or a flu.
Yeah.
So, what is that? This has become different.
First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Yes, see, this new virus, why it is called new is because this is absolutely a new antigenic strain. It is actually the virus from the same group called coronaviruses, corona group of influenza viruses. Now, as a layman, as a common people, we all know that we get seasonal cold, common cold, which is also from the influenza virus, which comes every year and passes off. It doesn't cause a major health problem. Now, whenever there is a change in the pattern of the virus, and then it is usually circulating among the animals, but sometimes there is a breakdown and it infects human. The earlier which we had in 2012, which we all know, was the SARS. Then we had a Middle Eastern type, the MERS. Now this time what you are asking me, the latest one, which is the outbreak in say last week of December 2019 somewhere, the strain and the pattern we have no idea about it, because it is infecting the humans for the first time.
And from human to human.
Yeah, it is most probably from animal to human. And then from human to human it gets widespread and very quickly. So, and since we don't have any experience with this strain, that's why it is called novel coronavirus. So at the moment it is just a layman term which has been put by WHO as a novel coronavirus. But it belongs to the same family. It will take some time for us to do a research on it and find out what exactly are its details.
So what should people worry about? Of course, keeping in mind is traveling, and Oman has given advice on traveling, and I guess most countries have. What should people keep in mind? Because we hear that in some countries it's the mask, and then we hear that no, even mask doesn't help because of the eyes.
Yes.
So what would you recommend?
See, basically this virus propagates from one person to another in 3 ways. And these are the 3 precautions which you need to keep. One is the hand hygiene. Second is the respiratory hygiene. Respiratory means what you asked me is the mask.
Yes.
That includes respiratory hygiene, which is our nostril or nose and mouth. And the third component is the eye. So these are the 3 areas from where you can transmit from one person to another. Now the mask will cover this area, the nose and the mouth. This is for both ways. If you are infected or if you are having symptoms, there is a chance you may give it to others, so it will block that. Or if a person is having, it will prevent you from getting it. But we should also have cautions regarding touching anybody's eyes. Like sometimes what happens, we may rub our eye and touch at various places. We never know, we are not even aware we are doing it. So it may get transmitted through that also.
Okay. So yeah.
So this is the second precaution, and the third precaution is regarding the food hygiene. Now, why I am saying food hygiene?
Food hygiene?
Yes.
Why? The cooking.
Yeah, cooking, especially animal protein, raw protein. If it is uncooked, partially cooked, not properly cooked, this is where the breakdown happens. You know, people where there is lot of animal protein being consumed or seafood is being consumed and it is not.
Oh, seafood also.
Yeah, like this time, the most probable thought is that it has come from snakes or some kind of seafood.
Yeah.
So if we are not handling the food properly, especially people who are eating, consuming it, and the food handlers, if they don't maintain a proper hygiene, then that also is a risk factor for transmission.
And cooking it to the fullest.
Yes.
Ensuring.
Yes.
So obviously Oman has taken the measures to prevent and to monitor all entry points and everything.
Yes.
But for the general public, whoever you have questions, I'm sure everybody has been thinking about it. You're saying let's maintain hygiene with the nose, mouth and the eye, and constantly cleaning the hands.
Yes.
Yeah, hand hygiene.
After every meal, before every meal, wherever you are handling food, doing any cleaning, washing, anything you touch dirty, the hand needs to be washed. This is the most important hygiene.
The hands.
The hands.
Constantly.
Constant.
And also, I want to ask you, because who really gets affected? Because it's like a common cold. I understand that some people do, but only the treatment is for the symptoms.
Exactly.
And then they recover. But if there is an underlying condition, then the issue starts.
It may compound.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, it may start with just like a simple cold.
Mm.
But there's a little difference here because this is a different strain, and you may get very high temperatures soaring up to 39, 40 also in this. You may get simple upper respiratory infection, which is like a common cold, or the symptoms may compound. Like it may spill into the lung and cause a pneumonia, which is the infection in the lung. That's when things become little, serious. This is one thing. Secondly, yes, if you have a previous medical problem like say asthma, or maybe your lungs are damaged because of a chronic smoking or any other infection, then yes, you are more, or you have some other medical problems like diabetes, obesity. Then you are having a potential of getting more complications, faster complication. So this is where you should be, alert that as soon as you think that the temperature is high, or you think that the symptoms may be out of proportion of a normal common cold, you should seek medical help.
Doctor, also what we heard from the media today is that it might take about 2 weeks for the symptoms to show up.
Yes.
So if somebody has traveled, they may not even realize that they carry the virus?
Possible. Because initially the symptoms might be very subtle. You may not even, it may just pass off as a common cold, we never know. It may be the virus, it may pass off as common cold, we never know. But yes, there is always a potential that it may propagate and compound. Initially, sometimes we don't know that we are having symptoms. It's just a passing common cold. So that is the time where we may transmit to others. So that is why we are keeping extra precaution that this travel advisory is there. Anybody, if you find anybody around you who's sneezing or coughing or even having a simple cold, you should be alert, not to get it from him.
We read that something to do with throats being dry and don't allow it to be dry.
Yes. Yeah, obviously hydration is a very key part of the treatment, because the infection is all in the throat, the upper part of the respiratory tract. That includes nose, nostril, throat, and down to the lung tract. So the upper part gets quite dry, so you should have a lot of water. Okay. Hydration is very important.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say before we say?
Couple of points I would also highlight for respiratory hygiene. Like, if you are having symptoms, you should avoid sneezing in the public open. If at all you get a sneeze, either you take a tissue if you have, cover it, or you can use an elbow cover, like sideways, so that the droplets don't go into the atmosphere. And similarly, a person who finds that somebody is having such a symptoms can also be alert that to maintain his distance away from that place.
Yeah, he could pay or she could pay.
Yeah, so that way we can contain from both sides. Obviously, if you are having symptoms, you should avoid going to public places where there is a lot of crowd or a lot of intermingling of crowd, like malls or shopping or cinemas. So stay at home, it is better. And the most important thing is don't ignore it. Seek medical help as early as possible, before it infects others and before it compounds in yourself also. And the other advisories, all governments in all countries are issuing that you have to quarantine if you find somebody symptom. And obviously you should maintain our health is in our hands.
Yes.
So you should stay alert and be aware of your surroundings.
And take quick actions.
Take quick action.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dilip.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
For giving some insight, and this has been Oman Observer Live. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.